Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the creator of The Legend of Zelda, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Hello everyone and welcome. Zelda. It sure does bring back memories. Okay. I'd like to ask Mr. Bill Toynen from Nintendo of America to translate for me once again this year. Ready? じゃあ日本語で。
Okay.
去年はね、ス
So
ーパーマリオの
last year
25周
was the
年。
25th anniversary of the Super Mario Brothers series.
で今年はゼルダ
This
の
year
25
is
周
the
年です。
25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda.
ただ8ビットの、ね、NES で作
Now,
り
since
始
we
めてから
first released this
ハ
game
ードは
back
ど
in
んどん
the
こう
8-bit
進化し
NES days,
それに
the
沿ってグラフィック
gameplay
も
and the
ゲームも
visuals
進化してきま
have
した。
constantly evolved with each new hardware
で
system.
この音楽も進化してきましたね
And。so has the music.
で曲の最後の方に演奏されたの
Now,
は
the
どんど
song
ん
that
ス
you
カイ
heard
ワ
at
ード
the
ソード
end
の
of the
テーマ
piece
なんですけど
performed
も
by the orchestra today
今毎日
was
仕
the
事で
theme
僕はずっ
song
と
for
聴い
The
てるんで
Legend of
すね
Zelda Skyward Sword.
それ
I'm
もやっ
used
ぱ
to
り
hearing it at work every day now, but to hear it performed by an orchestra like
すごい
this
ねこう響きますね
in a hall like this is exhilarating.
ゼルダの伝説にはねこの音楽が欠かせなくて
Now, music is an indispensable piece of The Legend of Zelda.
宝箱を、ね、
The feelings you
開ける
get
とか
when you solve a puzzle or
謎を解くとか
open a treasure chest
だから妖精に
or
助けら
are
れると
helped
か
by
ね
a fairy
いろんな
are
こ
in
とを
part
効果音で
created by the
作ってきました
music that you hear at each of those moments.
そしてリンクが使うア
And
イテ
of
ムに
course,
もよ
Link
く
has
楽器を使い
often
ますね。お
used
買いになって
a
くださ
musical
い
instrument as an important item in each of his quests.
さあ今日はね本物のオーケストラ
But since we have a full orchestra here today,
せっ
a
かく
very
なので
talented one,
この効
I
果
think
音を
we
聞
should
か
ask
せてほしいなと思い
them
ます
to play some of these songs live for us.
皆さんも今日はライブで
What do you
効果音
think?
が聞けますじゃあ謎解き正解音いきましょうか
Okay, let's start simple with the chime for solving a puzzle.
ちょっとそうですね
That feels nice.
はいいいですねじゃあ次はね宝箱を開けてみましょう
Next, how about opening a treasure chest?
アイテムゲットですね
Getting an item.
ちょっと短かった
That was a little
長
short.
めに
Let's
ね
try something a little bit
妖
longer.
精の泉なんか
How
どうですか
about
ね
the melody from A Fairy's Fountain? Isn't that nice?
じゃあまた元気が出たところでもう一回アイテムゲットしましょう
Maybe we should do getting an item one last time.
今度はねしっかりね
This one with the full orchestra. Getting an item.
あれ
Oh,
アイテムゲットですね。
there we go. Very nice. Very
ゲッ
nice.
トですね。はい。気持ちいいですね、本当。
That feels great.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
今日の今の曲、皆さん全部わかる
Did
み
you
た
know all
い
of
で
these
すね。
songs?
すごいですね。この時代になっても。
I have to thank all of you
まだこの
for
音楽を覚えて
remembering
くれ
these
る皆さんに
simple
感謝しま
8-bit
す。
Zelda tunes in this age of high-end game machines.
さあ、このね、25周年の節
So,
目に、
for the
我々
25th
いろんな
anniversary,
ハードに
we
ゼルダ
have
のゲームを準備
prepared
し
a
ました。
Zelda game for each of our hardware systems.
まず皮切りに昨日の夜から任天堂
First
eShop がオー
off,
プンしてます。
although the Nintendo eShop launched only yesterday for
で
Nintendo
今日から
3DS,
バーチャルコンソール
starting today,
Game Boy Color
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening will be available as the first title in the Game Boy Color Virtual Console lineup.
あ、無料じゃないですね。今日からダウンロードできます。
So you'll be able to download it today,
多分世界中で
and
今
it
日の
should be
間には
available around
準
the
備ができると思う
world
ん
by
です。
day's end.
これはね、ゼルダの伝説の中では本当に一番自
Now,
由に
this is
作
a
られ
game
た
that we
ゲームです
created
ね。
perhaps with the most unbridled
で
creativity
初め
of
ての
any
人に
game in
も
the
本当に
series.
ゼルダがどういうゲームかを
And I
分
think
か
it's
ってもらえる
great
と
for
思うの
people
で、
who
ぜ
are
ひとも
playing
楽しんで
Zelda
み
for
て
the
ください。
first time, because from it they can learn the basics of Zelda gameplay.
そして、今週末
And then starting
来
next
週末
weekend,
来週末ですね。
来週末ですね。
はい来週
Yes,
末
next
には
weekend.
この時のオカリナ
The Legend of Zelda 3D will launch for Nintendo
世
3DS
界中で
around the world.
で、3DS になったのでね、フレームレートも良くなりましたし、
So now that it's on
グラフィック
Nintendo
もすごく綺
3DS,
麗
the
になり
frame
まし
rate has been improved, the graphics have been revamped,
た新しいグラフィックで走
and
る
it
ハイラ
feels
ルの
great.
景色っていうのは本
It
当
feels,
に
there's a new sense of realism when you're riding your
臨場感があります。
horse through the sweeping scenery of Hyrule.
それから初めてゼルダを遊ぶ人の
Now,
た
for
め
those of you who are
に
playing
ヒン
it
ト
for
の
the
ムービーを
first
いっぱい入れ
time,
ました。
we've included hint movies to help you along the way if you need it.
それから前から遊んでる人に
And
は
for
2
those
周
of you
目
who
の
have played the
ミ
game
ラ
in
ー
the
モード、
past, we have included the mirrored Legend of Zelda Master Quest
そ
mode,
れからボスとね、
and we've
戦う
also added a boss
ボス
challenge
もありま
mode.
す。次はね、9月ですね。この
Next up, we have coming in September
DSi で
on Nintendo
4
DSi,
人で遊ぶ4つの剣を準備し
the
ます。
four-player
これを皆さん
cooperative
に無
Legend
料
of
で
Zelda
配
Four
信しようと思います。
Swords that we're going to make available to all of you as a free download.
ぜひともね、4人で遊んでみてください。
So because this is a four-player Zelda game, we hope you will gather all of your friends together.
そして仕上げがこのスカイウォードソードです。
And then finally, we will be launching The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
今年ホリデーシーズンに世界中
This will be
で
out
発売
worldwide
します。
this holiday season for Wii.
このモーションやっとできまし
It's finally done.
た。こうモーションプラスを使ってね。
Now, the game is going to use
本当に
Wii Motion
剣を
Plus
振ってる
to
気分
swing your sword.
弓を引く。
And it's also going to
いろん
help
なアイテ
make
ムが
using
使いやすくなり
items
ま
like
し
the
た
bow
の
and
で
arrow
ぜひとも
simpler.
楽しんでください。そして
And
その
so, in honor
新
of
しい
this,
モーションプラス
we're
の
going
入
to
ったリ
create
モコンをね、
a
ゴールドの
special
リモコンを準備し
gold
ました。
Wii remote that will also be available
でこれは発売の当初のね、
as a
記念バージョ
promotion
ン
when
で
we launch the
準
game.
備してます。
So you can look forward to that as well.
今僕は毎日そのスカイウォードソード
Now,
遊んでるん
I'm
ですけど
playing
も
Skyward Sword at work every day,
本当にこうね自分
and
で
it really
やってる
feels
気
as if
分になるんです
I'm
ね。
the one that's fighting all of those
こうなってし
battles.
まうんですけどね。で腕もねなんか本
Perhaps
当
you've
に
noticed, but I feel like my
本当に鍛えられ
arms
てるんです。
gotten a little stronger.
はいエクササイズになります。
It's great exercise.
さあこのゲームはねボリュームもたっぷりです。
Now, from a volume
謎解きも本
standpoint,
当
the
にい
game
ろんな
is
謎
packed
解きが
full
入
of
ってますし
content. And I think that we're going to be able to deliver to you the most satisfying Zelda experience
まあシリーズで過
of
去
any
最高の
game
満足感を得て
in
も
the
らえると思い
series.
ます。あとはね実際ゲームですから自分で遊びでみないと
And then,
分
of
かんない
course,
魅力が
because
たく
these
さんあり
are
ます。
games, they have many elements that I think you need to play yourself to truly understand. So I hope you'll all play both The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D and Skyward Sword on the show floor this week.
それでよろしく遊んでってくださいね。
Please play it.
今日はオーケストラの皆さんがね、
Now, we also have an orchestra here today.
僕ら25周年を記念してね、
So, in honor of the 25th anniversary, we'd like to announce that we're going to be holding the Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Symphony concerts in each region around the world.
今日のオーケストラの皆さんにも拍手をね。
So, let's give a big round of applause for our orchestra today, who's done a fantastic job.
はい。そしてこのコンサートを世界中で開くことになります。
So we'll be holding these concerts in each region.
はい。詳しいスケジュールまた
They'll be happening in the fall, and you can look forward to more announcements from Japan, the US, and Europe about the specific dates.
それからこのオーケストラにちなんで我々2つ CD を準備しました。
Additionally, we're preparing 2 music CDs.
で一つは時のオカリナのオ
The
リジナル
first
サウンドト
is
ラック。
the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D official soundtrack.
でこれは時のオカリナを購
And
入
this
して
is
くれ
going to be
た
made
皆さん
available
の
as a
クラブ
gift
ニンテンド
to
への
those who are
早
among
期
the first to register the game
プレゼント
with
したい
Club
と思います
Nintendo.
それからもう一つの CD は
The other CD that we're working on
このフルオーケストラの
is going to be
スカイウォー
based
ドソー
on
ド
the Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Symphony
を作ろうと思ってます
concerts,
でこれをスカイウォードの
and will be
販売の
used in
時の
conjunction with the
準備
release
しま
of
すので
Skyward
皆さん
Sword.
楽しみにしてください。
So you can look forward to that as well.
他にもねいくつかプランを考えてるんですけどまたそれは準
We're
備
also planning a number of other events and activities to celebrate the 25th anniversary beyond these, so you can look forward to more announcements later this year.
はいでこの25年間
So, for the last 25 years, the Legend of Zelda series has been supported by an incredibly large development team.
任天堂の中だけでももう200
Just
人を超え
internally
る
within
メンバー
Nintendo,
が
over 200 people have worked directly on the series.
僕はやっぱりそのメンバーに恵まれて本当に
And
幸せでした。
I have been truly honored to be able to work with such talented people.
で今日ねそのうち何人か来てくれてるので
And we
皆さん
have
にご紹
several of
介
them
し
here today, so I would like to invite them on stage as well.
手塚さんはねもうスー
First
パーマリ
is
オの頃から
Takashi Tezuka,
仕事をしてます。だから小泉さんは
and I've worked with Takashi Tezuka on the Super Mario and Zelda series. Next is Yoshiaki Koizumi, who I worked with on Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and more recently on the Super Mario Galaxy series.
でこの青沼さんはねもう
And I
皆さんご
think
存知
perhaps you all know Eiji Aonuma, who is the producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
はい。ただねやっぱり一番大事なのは世界中で
But
このゲ
what's
ームを
most
遊んでくれた
important
皆さ
in
ん
all of this are all of the fans who have played the Legend of Zelda over the years.
ね遊んでくれる皆さんもですね
So all of you who have been playing and supporting the series,
皆さんに感謝
we
し
would like to
て
thank
このコーナー終わることに
to
したいと
end
思います
this section of our presentation.
どうもありがとうございました
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nintendo's global president, Satoru Iwata.
Good morning. When we launched Nintendo DS and Wii over the last several years, we stated a goal of expanding the gaming population. And today, we have seen changes in who play, where we play, and most importantly, how we play. The boundary that once divided players by age group or personality or even by gender are starting to be erased. But mental boundaries still exist in how game systems are defined. Some hardware is seen as appropriate for only the most active, passionate players. Others, like we, they say, seem to attract a large number of more casual gamers. As an industry, what we haven't achieved yet is a game platform that is equally satisfying for all players. Yet, this is exactly what we intend to create with our new home platform. How might that happen? I will suggest two words: deeper and wider. The new platform will provide deeper game experiences than what even the most passionate gamer has realized before. And it will offer wider appeal to gamers, wider even than for Wii. And as you will begin to understand this week, it will let everyone see games in a different way. We are going to leave the full details for a little later this morning, but I wanted you to understand that for Nintendo, the goal of innovation is to serve every player, even though each brings to video games an individual appetite, a personal passion, and a distinct gaming history. I believe our new platform represents a major step toward reaching our goal. However, our new home console is a product to look forward to next year. This year, there are bold new experiences coming for Nintendo 3DS, and several of the franchises you know so well are moving into 3D.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Look, we hear you. You want what you've always wanted, but you also want something new. You want to play things and things to look like they always have, but you want the buzz of the new. You want comfortable and you want surprise. Contradictions? No problem. They come with the territory. But is it fair to ask, and is it even possible to deliver something for everyone? Well, as Mr. Iwata suggested with our new home console, this is exactly what we're also aiming for with Nintendo 3DS. And that's coming in several ways. Let me start with the things that matter most to gamers, those new headline titles for Nintendo 3DS. As you just saw, we've got 5 key ones to show you this week. On the show floor, you'll see these games in full 3D. But here on stage, of course, we can only offer you 2D versions. So, let's get going. First off the line is Mario Kart. It's a game you've enjoyed for years, but now it's a tricked-out version you haven't driven before. This entirely new Mario Kart races into the stores this holiday season. In 1993, Nintendo created a video game that many said made them feel like they were flying in 3D. Now, Star Fox is back, and with Nintendo 3DS, this time the 3D is entirely real. When Fox jumps back into the cockpit, you've got a choice to make. You can use buttons for traditional control or turn the hardware itself into the control yoke. That means this new option, turning and tilting the system itself, does exactly the same thing for your fighter. It turns and climbs and dives when you do. And there's something fun coming to group play, too. Yes, the faces and voices of your fellow pilots are still there, but this time they're real. The Nintendo 3DS cameras record every reaction, whether they're on your tail or you're on theirs. Celebrating their kills or going down in flames, it'll all be there for you to watch. Soaring and banking in real 3D arrives in US stores this September. Next, if it's true that software sells hardware, then it's also true that no franchise has sold more systems than Mario. So get ready, he's coming to Nintendo 3DS. It's true that tens of millions ran Mario through 3D environments on Nintendo DS. But this is the first 3D Mario adventure created from scratch for a portable system. And once you've played Super Mario 3D, I think you'll agree it incorporates quite a tale. So when do all players get a chance to play? Before the year is over. Last year at E3, a lot of you came away satisfied knowing at last that Kid Icarus was returning. This E3, Mr. Sakurai and Project Sora are happy to provide more details.
Palutaina's little messenger boy. And Max, it's always a pleasure.
Sorry I'm late. I had other business to attend to.
Wait, you two know each other? Look at the size of that squadron!
Medusa certainly is ambitious.
Aren't you worried at all? These are underworld troops. Are you saying Medusa's been...
resurrected, yes. Though the goddess of darkness was defeated long ago, we obviously can't underestimate her powers.
Your days of darkness are numbered. Prepare to meet the light!
Battling with Pit on both land and in the air is going to be great, but it gets better. This week on the show floor, you'll be scoring off against several human opponents because you're going to discover 3-on-3 multiplayer action. And one more note. This Kid Icarus will also use those augmented reality cards to conduct battles. The Uprising comes to retail later this year. And finally, let's talk about that new game announcement. Make no mistake, the first brother of video games is back, and he's got his vacuum. Luigi's Mansion 2 is not a simple revision. It's an entirely new game, making extraordinary use of 3D and featuring not just one, but several new mansions. When we first announced Nintendo 3DS a year ago, we said that a wide range of third-party developers were already hard at work on games. Creators from around the world. Now, it's time to show you more of their upcoming work. In fact, the library of games coming for Nintendo 3DS is unprecedented. In part, that's because a new world of content opened up overnight. Downloading the enhanced internet browser and the Nintendo eShop will move you well beyond anything Nintendo's offered digitally before. You can search for game info, and you'll find multiple videos and screenshots. This week's system update is also the key to unlocking 10 separate 3D game trailers. And game demos will also be available later this year for either downloadable or retail software. Add to this a virtual console service just for Nintendo 3DS, and that means classic portable games starting with Game Boy and Game Boy Color. It also means classic console titles, some dating from even before the NES days, games given new life with a 3D makeover. And to make sure you understand how quick and easy this process is, for a limited time, you'll receive a free 3D version of an old friend, 3D Classics Excitebike. Excitebike is now 27 years old. It doesn't get much more retro than that, but it's still a blast. But maybe the biggest download news for Nintendo 3DS concerns one of the biggest franchises in video game history: Pokémon. For the first time, Pokémon will spring to life, not only in 3D, but also in the real world. Owners of the Pokémon Black and Pokémon White versions are familiar with the Pokédex, an item given to them in the game that registers and indexes over 150 new Pokémon. With Nintendo 3DS, an enhanced Pokédex has arrived on the platform. When you first start Pokédex 3D, there will be 16 Pokémon registered. In order to complete your Pokédex, you'll need to collect the data for the remaining Pokémon via Spot Pass, receive them from friends, or by scanning special AR markers. You can search and sort, filter the data in multiple ways, making it the essential tool for fans. Each Pokémon also has a special Pokémon AR marker. And with it, the Pokémon image can be superimposed in real-world backdrops, whether that's your living room or the Grand Canyon. You can assemble a scene with several Pokémon together, save it to your SD card, and load it onto your PC to share with your friends. Pokédex 3D is available exclusively through the Nintendo eShop on the Nintendo 3DS. It's not in stores. And it couldn't be easier to get your hands on it. Just perform the simple system update, and you'll only need a couple of clicks to find your complimentary Pokédex. It's our gift to you. In all, Nintendo 3DS means social, it means connection, it redefines interaction, and it delivers it all in full 3D display. Of course, there is one more order of business left for us today: to make a proper introduction to a new gaming companion. You might remember how the Wii name began to make perfect sense once you started hearing it as Wii. It was clear how much fun we all had playing together, even with people who weren't gamers before. But in thinking about a new Nintendo system, we knew the prevailing thought would be this: yes, the game will probably still be right for all of us, but could it also be a perfect fit just for you? And the answer to that question is an emphatic absolutely. In fact, we're so convinced of it that we put that pronoun right in the name. So today, welcome to the world of we, you. It's a system we will all enjoy together, but also one that's tailor-made for you. The other word associations are easy. Is it unique, unifying, maybe even utopian? The answer is also yes to all of this, and here's the reason why. This is the new controller for Wii U. It's different from anything you've played before. It's infinitely complex and yet perfectly simple, all at the same time. It can change the way you game personally, and it can change the way you interact with your family and friends. To begin explaining, let's take a little quick peek at Wii U in action.
Hey, it's time to watch some baseball.
Okay.
And a runner on second. Hernandez is on the mound, and here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Hernandez throws a 3-2 pitch.
I believe this video may have answered some questions. but it probably raised several others too. So please let me provide a little more explanation. Up until now, home console games had to occupy the TV screen in order to be played. But the new controller for Wii U with 6.2-inch screen built in means you won't need to give up your gameplay when someone else comes into the room and wants to watch a TV program. Of course, it's backward compatible. So all Wii games, Wii remote controllers, and other accessories such as the Wii balance board can be used. For example, to weigh yourself with Wii Fit, there is no need to use the big screen TV. But this device is designed to appeal to all people, particularly the most experienced and dedicated players. We believe you will love the variety of play controls enabled by the new controller. It includes 2 analog circle pads, a plus control pad, as well as both ZL and ZR buttons, and the addition of L and R buttons. Also, it enables the Rumble feature, but that's not all. The Wii U controller also includes a touch screen, a microphone, speakers, and accelerometers, a gyroscope, and an inward-facing camera. Just as with Nintendo 3DS, Wii U was created so that the widest variety of games can be supported. That means those aimed at experienced players who can handle a number of buttons and circle paths using both their hands, and those games which can be played really intuitively without the need for any button or stylus input. However, please understand that it was not designed to be a portable video game machine, even though it shares some characteristics. The images displayed on the new controller are generated only by Wii U that is wirelessly transmitted without latency issues. You can play in a number of ways. Connect with an HD TV in the traditional way, and you can enjoy the most up-to-date, high-quality HD images, even without using the screen in your hands. Or you can place the new controller by itself on a table and play without the need for a TV at all. Or games can be structured to use 2 screens at the same time. The example you saw on the video earlier, such as playing baseball, golf, using the new Zapper, are only a few of the possibilities. We decided on this new structure for Wii U because we want to create a strong bond between games, your TV, and the internet. And also similar one between you, your friends, and your family, all interacting in the same room. This can include web browsing, using the big screen for sharing the photos or videos you found online, or enjoying video chat on the Wii U controller, even while watching a TV program. It's a new structure for home entertainment. But to be sure, the most important factor for gamers is how this new structure can be incorporated into gameplay. So let's hear first from the developer who has given the most thought so far to new possibilities. Mr. Miyamoto.
We can make games that you play only in the palm of your hands, even when something else is on TV. And we can also make entertainment that uses both the TV and the smaller screen. It's up to the designers to decide how to use this, based on what is best for the games they're making. The hardware itself has the capability, so the games can be designed both ways. More than anything, I'm really looking forward to new styles of play in ways we haven't thought of yet. I think this has a lot of possibilities. And there are so many, we're just trying to decide where to begin. I think there won't be a shortage of ideas. I think as the third-party developers are also thinking up all of their own new ideas, then our vision for the future of the Wii U console will include numerous ways to play.
Please look for the full Iwata Asks interview in text format at e3.nintendo.com. As Mr. Miyamoto indicated, we are facing an unusual situation. And as a developer myself, I also feel this. New ideas are popping up one after another. And we are not alone. A few months ago, I explained the concept of Wii U to Mr. Sakurai, who was developing Kid Icarus. We were discussing which platform his next game should be developed for, Nintendo 3DS or Wii U. What Mr. Sakurai suggested then was a specific idea to make Smash Brothers for both Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, to make it work together on both platforms. Well, since his team is still involved in the final work for the Kid Icarus, maybe I shouldn't go into any details today. But I think I have just promised you that Smash Brothers will be developed for Nintendo 3DS and for Wii U, and that the software will work together in some fashion. Of course, this is a product for the future. But here in LA, there is Wii U software to play this week. Let me call Reggie back onto the stage and ask him to explain.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata. Stating that Wii U will change the way you play games is a pretty bold assertion. So this week, we're providing tangible proof. In the convention center, you're going to find 8 different interactive experiences. Now, please note, those from Nintendo are not prototypes of actual games, they're just interactive demonstrations. Let me show you just an early example of what this system can do. Let me highlight a couple of more experiences. And to do that, I'm going to focus on how the new controller can change things. The first is simple. Something that looks a lot like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but in this conceptual state, it's being called New Super Mario Bros. Mii. That's right, your Mii plays right alongside Mario, and you could watch the action on either of the screens. Second, the new controller can now take the game world off the TV and spread it all around you, letting you peer into it from any angle. This one is called Shield Pose. And if you don't move the new controller back and forth, up and down, pirate arrows are going to come from you from all directions and find their mark. Third, a new form of multiplayer, Chase Me, is set in a familiar-looking Nintendo world. But that world looks very different depending whether you're holding a Wii Remote or the new controller. If you've got the new controller, you've got a bird's eye view of the 4 folks trying to catch you, and that definitely improves your odds. On the show floor, make sure to try both perspectives. Finally, we apply that same idea to create a different kind of shooter. 2 galactic fighters on the ground are shooting up at a spaceship. And up there, the pilot is looking down, blasting away from his viewpoint. I'll warn you in advance, it's not easy, but man, it's a lot of fun. Now, to repeat, what I've just described are prototypes, not actual games. But I can announce one title that is in development for Wii U. Nintendo will publish the LEGO City Stories in partnership with TT Games, a Warner Brothers entertainment company. This will be a new installment in the LEGO series that sold over 60 million copies in North America and Europe. More than half of those have sold on Nintendo platforms. So it only seems fitting that LEGO City Stories, a new open-world game packed with action, humor, and a whole city full of LEGO vehicles, is coming exclusively to both Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. In fact, developers from around the world see the vast promise of Wii U. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's a sample of what they're saying.
Once we saw the new console together with the new controller, my mind immediately started racing to what we can do with this in the world of sports.
And there was total shock and amazement, from the team.
I call it the Swiss Army knife of controllers. It does absolutely everything you could want.
This new controller really revolutionizes the traditional pad.
Connectivity, advanced graphic, an engaging interface.
The ability to have asymmetrical gameplay. So one player can be doing one thing while another player can be doing something else on the TV.
友達の対戦やってるのを阻害せず、隣の友達が別の画面を持って楽しむこともできるし。
A full console experience that's getting streamed. I have a little headphones. My wife will be asleep, and I, put in headphones and play a full hardcore console gaming experience in bed on this, on this smaller screen. That's a really revolutionary thing for me as a gamer.
But it also means we can make games of a sort that we were never able to make before.
It's a phenomenal piece of technology. It's a platform, I think, that's going to really revolutionize what's happening in console.
We're planning on putting Darksiders 2 on the new console at launch.
鉄拳16年の歴史の中で、実は任天堂さん据え置き機では初となる鉄拳になります。
Batman Arkham City. It's going to be on the new console.
In Assassin's Creed, you can just imagine what the multiplayer will look like with multiple screens. And our Ghost Recon Online will leverage the fantastic connectivity of the new controller.
They really know how to keep us developers on our toes.
It seems like Nintendo sort of heard the voices of the hardcore gamer.
We couldn't be more excited to be able to bring the power of EA Sports to Nintendo's new console.
It's not just more of the same. It really is opening up a whole new world of gameplay.
This is exactly what it takes to shape the future.
Everything you see this week is just the first pass. We've got a lot to look forward to when they arrive in final form.
I'm very happy that so many developers already are responding to the potential for creating a new structure for home video game system, the one we were proposing with Wii U. It can satisfy all tastes with deeper gameplay action and wider appeal. To lend one final perspective, we have invited Electronic Arts, the most successful independent publisher in industry history, to join us on stage. Please join me in welcoming the CEO of EA, Mr. John Riccatello.
Thank you, Iwata-san, and thank you, Reggie. Over the years, I've made E3 appearances with several console partners, but never before with Nintendo. What brings us together today is a breakthrough in our relationship based on a stunning breakthrough in game technology. What Nintendo's new console delivers speaks directly to the players of EA Sports and EA Games. Nintendo's new console will produce brilliant high-definition graphics and new gameplay opportunities. We look forward to seeing great EA content on this new platform. Imagine playing football with an innovative new controller that takes all that data, all of that play calling off the big screen, leaving you with a sharper, more personal, more immersive HD experience. Imagine a shooter like Battlefield with jaw-dropping graphics and smooth character animations of the Frostbite engine, brought to you on a Nintendo system, that breakthrough controller. Now imagine those games with an open online functionality that allows you to download new content, find matches, compete on leaderboards, and participate in a global community. And finally, imagine these EA games on a console with content, gameplay, and community that can be extended to mobile, social networks, as well as the web. Over the past months, we've been telling our employees and consumers that EA is undergoing a transformation. We're changing games from a thing that you buy to a place that you go. Nintendo's next console is truly transformational as well. A better platform than we've ever been offered by Nintendo, deeper online capability, and all of it driven by an unprecedented partnership between Nintendo and Electronic Arts. Thank you. We can't wait to see EA games on this new system.
Thank you, John. I want to conclude this morning by asking you to consider 4 platforms: Nintendo DS, Wii, Nintendo 3DS, and Wii U. Think about what they represent together. Each of these platforms is unique, but they share a common pedigree. It's called innovation. The 2 screens and touchscreen of Nintendo DS changed gaming. The motion control of Wii changed gaming. Last year, in this theater, you found out that glasses-free 3D could change gaming. And now, there is Wii U. This week, you'll have the chance to hold Wii U's new controller in your hands and find out what happens when a second window opens to your game world. Our presentation this morning is just the beginning. And the experience continues right now, whether you're here in the Nokia Theater or watching online. If you're here on site, hands-on begins with those key new Nintendo 3DS games as soon as you walk out the doors behind you and outside to the same tables where you checked in. It's a special chance to get a jump start on the show. When you're over at the convention center, there's also hands-on with 8 Wii U experiences, as well as a celebration of Zelda, the 25th anniversary celebration of Zelda. And for all of you who've been watching online, first of all, thanks for joining us. And secondly, consider this. This year, the Nintendo Network is back at E3, and it's even better. Our crews will be waiting in the line so you won't have to. And here's what they'll bring you: daily updates, exclusive content for game fans around the world, interviews with key developers, and an in-depth look at our revolutionary new controller for Wii U. On top of that, look for the newest game trailers and game guides for titles we announced today. It truly is material you won't see anywhere else. So please check back regularly at e3.nintendo.com. In short, at home or on-site here in LA, you've got incredible new game worlds to explore this week. On behalf of all of us, thanks for your attention today, and let the exploration begin. Enjoy the show.
polka down to the market, lover.